Daisy Kelliher has had a less than stellar charter season on Below Deck Sailing Yacht Season 5, and there are signs producers are trying to replace her for future installments. Captain Glenn Shepherd led the team once again, and his stalwart crew members, Daisy and Gary King, made the journey more difficult than it ever needed to be. Daisy struggled with Stu's Danny Warren and Diana Cruz as they consistently complained about their boss. On the other hand, Gary contemplated permanent sobriety but went back on his word almost immediately. Daisy used to be a no-nonsense and straightforward chief Stu, and while she maintained much of her personality in Below Deck Sailing Yacht Season 5, she's tired. In Below Deck Sailing Yacht Season 4, Daisy gave in to temptation and engaged in boatments with former chief engineer Colin McRae. However, she and Gary had hooked up off camera before the season, and he became super jealous of Colin and Daisy's new relationship. Their swift romance ended, and Gary wasn't there to help his friend heal. Daisy hasn't quite gotten over the dramatic streak from last season. Daisy blamed the guests for her poor service. She was a disaster. Daisy had a tough time providing excellent charter service this season, and while she blamed it on the guests, she wasn't entirely blameless. This particular group of guests was picky and seemed poised to complain from the start. However, Daisy didn't make their experience better. It became clear early on they weren't interested in her cocktail-making class. She should have asked them what flavors and drinks they preferred before beginning, as they didn't seem to think her beverages were sweet enough. Related 20 Best Reality TV Shows. Right now reality TV is more popular than ever. With so many to choose from, here are some of the best reality TV shows to stream or watch right now. Posts during service. Daisy usually keeps her cool. However, she was so thrown off by the guest she accidentally spilled a drink on and started laughing uncomfortably. The guests also hated her Aperol Spritz drink, which she maybe should have anticipated given their sweet tastes from the cocktail class. Daisy was smiling at the guests' faces and immediately scowling behind their backs, an attitude she transferred to her fellow Stews and one that could be felt by the guests. When Captain Glenn confronted her, Daisy got upset and needed a moment before getting feedback. It's become obvious Daisy is at her wit's end due to difficult guests and bad attitudes from her Stews. Production knew hiring Diana and Danny could spell trouble for Daisy, but they did it anyway. Her exasperation towards the end of the season indicates that her days are numbered. Daisy disobeyed Glenn's 2-drink limit. She used to be more professional. Things didn't improve for Daisy on the next charter. While the guests were more fun, they were also high maintenance. Chef Clois Martin struggled with the first dinner service, but he rose to the occasion after that. The guests also thoroughly loved Daisy, though they failed to connect with the other two Stews. After Gary, Keith Allen, and Chase Leemax delivered a saucy drag show to the guests, it became clear who would get invited to go out and party on the last night of the guests' stay on board the Parsifal 3: Daisy, Gary, Keith, and Chase. Daisy Kelliher. Below Deck Sailing Yacht. Age 36. Job Chief Stew. Hometown Dublin, Ireland. Normally, crew members aren't permitted to engage in social activity, especially drinking, with the guests. However, Captain Glenn chose to impose loose restrictions on the four, thinking he could trust them. He required Daisy, Keith, Gary, and Chase to arrive back by 2 a.m. and imposed a 2-drink limit. While Chase adhered to Captain Glenn's instructions, consuming only 1 beer over the course of the night, Daisy and Keith both consumed 4. Gary had 10 drinks but tried to convince Captain Glenn he only had 5. It was especially bold for Daisy to break Captain Glenn's rules on camera because she ultimately knew she would be caught. Gary seems to be struggling with alcohol misuse, but Daisy still broke the rules. She doesn't have issues with drinking too much. Rather, she just directly disobeyed Captain Glenn. To her credit, Daisy apologized promptly during their meeting the next day and displayed signs of remorse. Gary, on the other hand, doubled down, saying it would have been rude to not drink with the guests. Captain Glenn didn't buy this excuse. He should have taken away all of their tips, but instead, he only withheld $500. Daisy might leave if Gary King is fired. They have a special connection. Daisy and Gary have a special connection, and she might choose to leave if Gary is finally fired. She refused to give their relationship another try, and for good reason. Gary struggles with womanizing, drinking, and boundaries. However, their friendship is still strong. Daisy defended Gary during his sexual misconduct charges. Additionally, she reiterated at the beginning of the season her desire to stay friends despite his absence during her breakup with Colin. There's a real danger Daisy could quit in solidarity with Gary. Producers might be ready for a new chief stew. It's time to shake up the franchise. Below Deck Sailing Yacht producers might be ready for a new chief stew, casting Daisy aside after 4 tumultuous seasons. Given her rocky relationship with Danny and Diana, it seems like the franchise is setting her up for departure. Additionally, Daisy spoke about freezing her eggs last year. She's thinking about what comes next for her after the show. Daisy is also making healthier choices regarding men, passing up Gary's affections in favor of Keith, who is mature and caring. There are various replacement possibilities for Daisy, including Faye Clark from Below Deck Adventure or Natalia Scudder from Below Deck Mediterranean. However, it's more likely that producers would go the same route as Aisha Scott's replacement on Below Deck Down Under, bringing a newbie to the crew. Producers have been setting up Daisy's departure on Below Deck Sailing Yacht. All good things come to an end, and it's her turn to set sail. Below Deck Sailing Yacht airs on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Bravo and streams the next day on Peacock. TV show. My favorite TV shows. My watchlist success. 57 6.5, 10 Your rating. 10 stars, 9 stars, 8 stars, 7 stars, 6 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 star. Rate now 0/10. Leave a review. Your comment has not been saved. Below Deck Sailing Yacht TV 14 reality TV release date February 3, 2020. Network Bravo. Showrunner Mark Cronin, Doug Henning, Rebecca Taylor. Henning cast Glenn Shepherd, Colin McRae, Gary King. See all cast, crew. Stream Where to Watch. Where to Watch streaming by Below Deck Sailing Yacht is a spin-off of the Below Deck reality television series. Premiering on Bravo, the show follows the life of a yacht crew as they attempt to navigate a busy charter season in which many customers make use of a 177-foot sailing yacht. Over the first 3 seasons, the yacht has been to Greece, Croatia, and Spain. Franchises. Below Deck main genre reality TV seasons 5 powered by Expand Collapse.